Hi guys, it's Roseanne White here. Today it's Wednesday's workout, but not necessarily a workout today. Today we're going to be working on a gentle yoga to help you lower blood pressure. So welcome everybody, whether you're joining me on any social media channel, whether it's Facebook, Amazon, or YouTube. I'm really grateful that you're taking some time out of your day to join me live. I'm here in Scottsdale, Arizona, or maybe you're watching this recorded video later on. But if you are one of half of the Americans right now that are dealing with this specific disease, hypertension, you've come to the right place. Now, you might not even be dealing with this problem, but you are in a place of anxiety, stress, and things like that. And this is where there's practices of yoga, whether it's breathing, mudras, or the asanas, are going to help you to feel better. So welcome. Today, I'm going to be using two specific products from Life Pro. I've got my Rumblex Pro 4D here and the Meta swing machine. And I'll be putting the link for two other lives that I did using the Meta. And there's tons of other yoga practices that we've done with Life Pro Live on YouTube. So just Google or go to YouTube and put in yoga or put in my name, and chances are you're going to come up with one of those videos. If you're looking for something specific, say it's neck or back or wrists or hips, private message me, hit me up on this chat or somewhere through social media, and I'll be happy to share specific recorded videos that I've done for you. Because just like Amber and Debbie, we are here to help you have a great experience with your Life Pro products. So welcome. Let me know if you've got any questions along the way. Let me know if you're dealing with hypertension or high blood pressure. And, I'm not here to prescribe any medicine. As Amber always says, motion is lotion and movement is medicine. And that's what I also believe as well. A couple things I'm going to talk about, a little bit about high blood pressure. And I have my notes, so if I'm looking down a lot, that's because I'm using my cheat sheets. But I didn't realize that hypertension, high blood pressure, is actually one of the most common health concerns in the U.S. today. And that's kind of sad to hear that's happening, but that's the facts. And according to the CDC, nearly half of the adults have hypertension, and many of them don't even know they have it. So that's pretty scary too. But this puts those of us that have hypertension, in risk for some serious things like heart attacks and strokes. So we have studies that show yoga does help. And how does it help? Well, lifestyle changes, just like diet and exercise, will contribute to this, but we're looking at ways to lower blood pressure. And we find that yoga affects our autonomic system, right? And it helps decrease the sympathetic nervous system, and that's that fight and flight center where we're just like the bear's chasing us. We're not in cave situations, the caveman situation of the bear chasing us, but there's deadlines, there's stresses of job or family or whatever that we feel stressed all the time. And what happens is our adrenaline kicks in, our cortisol levels rise up, and that's a stress hormone. So if we can work with a practice of yoga, not a workout, a practice of yoga, that's going to help to reduce the blood pressure and modulate the hormone levels that to give us that peace and tranquility that we're all looking for. So there's a lot of studies out there to prove that this stuff works. And you add some movement like the vibration platforms or the Meta Ripple to help that calming effect. A couple things I also like to do is I use essential oils, and I know they're around here somewhere. Yeah, there they are. So I like to use essential oils to help with my practice, because one of our key elements in this practice, in any yoga practice and in any exercise, is actually breath work. So today I'm going to share with you 2 different breathing techniques that might be a little different for you to try to practice. I'm also going to share 2 yoga mudras, and yoga mudras are hand gestures or hand positions that also help in helping us with high blood pressure, reducing those stress hormones. And then I've got 6 different yoga poses to use. So this is not, again, a workout. This is going to be more instructional. So watch along right now. You can practice with me if you'd like. But save this recording later on because of all these tools you'll have that you can use every day of the week. You can practice breath work every day because we breathe normally anyhow, right? We breathe automatically. So a practice of breath technique is going to help. Same thing with mudras, hand positions. Instead of reaching for food in the fridge or a drink or something like that, or hitting up Facebook or social media, you can use your hand gestures to help. And then, of course, the platform and the medieval. So what we'll do, and as you all know who have been using your platforms, we're suggesting 10 minutes at least 1 to 3 times a day. Okay, maybe you can go up to 15 minutes. Depends where you are in your health journey. So know that today I'm going to be on and off the platform a lot. I'm not going to be on the platform for extended periods of time because this is demonstration for you. But know that you'll take any of these poses and use them up to 10 minutes, or maybe you'll take 1 or 2 of the poses, also known as asanas, and incorporate 2 or 3 of them on the platform. Doesn't matter what platform you have because, as I always say, any platform you have is perfect for you. And whether it's the Rumblex that has the different options of oscillation, lateral, or pulsation, or a waiver, it does, again, what feels good for you. I like to go on slower levels of vibration when I'm in a yoga practice, but you might feel different. You might like to go a little higher and have a quick response of energy. So today, what we'll first do is we'll start in with our breathing. The first breathing technique is called 4-7-8. Pretty easy to remember. What we're going to do is breathe in. It takes less than 2 minutes. We're going to breathe in for a count of 7, and we're going to exhale out for 8. Actually, let me rephrase it. We're going to exhale completely for 4 breaths, for 4 counts. We're going to inhale for 7 and hold for 8. So let me repeat that. We're going to inhale 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. So let's go ahead and hop on your vibration platform. And as I mentioned, essential oils. If you have them handy, hop one on. I'm going to be using, I have vetiver and lavender. And I really like lavender. So I'm going to put a little bit of that on my wrists so I can kind of breathe that in. And I'm going to put on my platform. I have my remote here, which I normally don't use, but I'm going to use it today. So my speed is, trying to do it from behind. My speed is 20, okay? And the first asana we'll do while we're breathing is going to be called Paschimottanasana. It's a forward fold, okay? It's a seated forward fold. Now, you can just have your legs straight. You can see I have blankets underneath. I'm going to roll up one blanket so it supports my knees, just so I don't have my knees hyperextended. It's a soft bed. Now, as you see today, I have my platform against the wall, so I'm going to scoot back a little bit so I can literally rest my head and shoulders against the wall. So I'm working on sitting up first, and then knowing that my spine angle is straight, I'm going to lean forward. Now, here's how it goes. You can rest your palms either palms face up on your thighs, or you can lean forward. But what I don't want you to do is drop your head, okay? So you're going to look towards your toes. You're going to exhale out all the air out of your lungs. And let's exhale out for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now slowly inhale. That's 1x, 2x. Keep inhaling. 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x, 7x, and hold. I'm going to be talking, but you're going to hold your breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now exhale. It's 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x. Inhale, 1x. And I say x because it's very helpful to slow down the count. And that comes up to 7. Now hold that. 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, 6x, 7x, 8x. Slowly exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take an inhale. Sip that air in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and release. So what we just did was the first breath technique, 4, 7, 8 breath with a forward fold. Our head is a little lower than our heart here. And if this is not comfortable sitting on your platform, you could sit on a chair with your legs on the platform and lean over. But again, I don't want your head to drop. I don't want to stress your cervical spine. I just want to lean forward. You're going to stretch the lower back. You're going to squeeze into the belly area. And this is going to help with that calming sensation to help peaceful, tranquil feeling through the body while you're focusing on the breath. I want to recommend that you do that for at least 2 to 3 minutes and focusing on the counting very slowly. Okay, so that's your first suggestion today to help with blood pressure. Now, from here, I've got another, I'm going to take shut my platform off. And our next posture is called Baddha Konasana. It's bound angle pose. It's a hip opener, but it helps increase the body circulation. And so what happens with high blood pressure, right? Our blood vessels get constricted and narrow, so the heart has to work harder. What we're trying to do is put into that the relaxation response. And by opening up our meridians, and we have a lot of energy that gets stored in our hips, in our back, and our gut, this is going to help open us. And I'm going to just do that, and I'm going to introduce a mudra. So the mudra I'd like to introduce with you, and I'm going to look at my notes to tell you this because I never pronounce these right. It's so funny. I know it as Shuni mudra, but it's also known as Aksha mudra. Now, this is a mudra that, of all the mudras, of all the hand position, it's one that really helps. It's quick and easy to do. And all you do is, and I'm going to show you close up here, you're going to join your middle finger and your thumb, and you're going to just let your other fingers relax. So this is called Shuni mudra. Okay? We're going to hold that mudra while we just do normal breath. And it's very helpful for getting rid of hypertension and negative emotions. We never think about this, but the energy in our hands has a direct relationship to the energy in our body. And it actually helps us to connect to a little greater consciousness other than ourselves. So instead of being on the platform in vibration mode, I'm going to go ahead and move my Meta Ripple there. Now, the Meta Ripple is available on the website. And I believe right now it's $139.99, and I'll give you the link for that. I'm going to be using the Meta Ripple in this position and another one. What I love about it is, first of all, it's a remote, so you can have a remote control on it. I'm going to actually put one blanket on my rumblex because I like it nice and soft. And we're going to sit in this upright position. Now, like I said, you can lean up against the wall if you'd like. on this one, and I'm going to sit back. Some people tell me that their ankles kind of get irritated sometimes when they're on the meta ripple. So I would just suggest you put some towels on there or a blanket over just to help with a little bit of padding. And when you put the meta ripple on, the default on this thing has 12 levels. The default is 8. If that feels like it's too much for you, kick it back to 3 or 4, whatever's feeling comfortable. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our feet together. They don't necessarily have to touch. In the practice, we suggest that they touch, but for this particular piece of equipment, the knees are wide. We're looking for an opening, and it's called bound angle. And I'm going to put my meta ripple on. You can see it's already pretty fast. I want to go slower. 8 is a little too much for me on this. Now, you may, if you have the Rumlex, indulge in pulsation mode on while you're sitting here. That's an option for you. And if you're cool with having oscillation or lateral at the same time, go for it. This, remember, is meant for you to help calm things down. So I have put that lavender oil on my wrist. I'm going to rub it again and take a breath in. And then I'm going to go into my mudra, my Shuni mudra. Thumb and middle finger are touching. Palms are facing up. My eyes are going to close, so I'm going to suggest that you soften your eyelids down. We're going to allow our body just to gently wave side to side. If you feel that it's too much for your shoulders, you can rest your hands, either your palms inside the inner thighs, and that might feel a little more comfortable for you. Or you might rest them outside of your thighs on top of your platform. And we're going to think about it sitting here rooted on our platform with the crown of the head reaching to the sky. Taking a slow breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and a long exhale out. If it's in your wheelhouse to incorporate the 4, 7, 8 breath, feel free to do so. That's just way too many things for me to cue you on at one time. I'd like to keep it simple. So we're going to allow the knees to just open up nice and soft. Feeling the energy up from our ankles to our knees to our hips. Working all the way up from the belly to the spine, the heart space. Across the collarbones, down each arm, left shoulder to fingertips, right shoulder to fingertips. Pressing in gently in the Shuni mudra, middle finger and thumb. Feeling the breath rising all the way to the crown of the head. Exhaling the breath all the way to the base of the spine. Now, if you find it's a little uncomfortable with the knees open wide, you are ready to come out of this pose. Take another breath in, sigh it out, and open up your eyes and release. And then take one foot off, then the other, and stretch out. You might want to take that forward fold again. So I'm just going to throw this in since we're here. Now my legs are wide, and this is another option for Paschimottanasana that we just did. You can go ahead and put your hands on the meta ripple, and just allow the arms to move. So now I've got my supported spine. I'm leaning forward. I'm getting lengthening out through my spine, my lower back. So I'm going to be able to get that same option or that same experience as the forward fold that I just did on the Rumlex. And if it's again, comfortable for you, you may even want to go forearms down. Just as long as you don't drop your head. And you can see I've got one hand cupping the other hand. And I'm going to do the Shuni mudra in the top hand, letting the bottom hand support it. Taking a few breaths here, allowing my lower back to release. Allowing the energy to come up from the the swing machine up to the shoulders. So that's your option for the Baddha Konasana or the Paschimottanasana. So those two options. Okay, moving right along. Janu Shirshasana is another yoga asana or exercise, if you will, pose that is very helpful. And I'm going to show you this very quickly because we're only going to do one side, not two. And you can put your rumblex back on. Turn this on. I'm going to take the blanket off my platform. Oops, wrong remote. So my speed, once again, will be 20. I'm going to sit on my platform. I've got the pad, just the light pad here. And I'm going to extend one leg out, and I'm going to put my foot inside my thigh. So I'm going to sit nice and tall here, rotate, and lean forward. So this is just a little different than our first posture because it's a single leg that I'm folding over, and my spine is long. You'll see in many places that people will drop their head down and stretch all the way out. Now, they're welcome to do that if you find there's any discomfort in your back. Keep supported. But I just don't want your head just to drop. It's more of my chest leading forward. Let me get my hair out of the way. So I'm reaching my chest forward. So you see my head's not dropped out. I'm going to tuck my chin in. And I'm going to allow the energy to go into my hips. And there's a little bit of roundness in my back, but I'm not hunched over too much. This will all depend on your level of flexibility, but the whole idea, guys, is to be relaxed in the posture. So you'll do one side for 2 to 3 minutes and then switch to the other side. Rotate, feel the hips square, but rotating the chest and leaning forward. And you may notice one side is a bit tighter than others, so go ahead and pad underneath your knee to help with that support of your hamstring stretch. Okay, so that was our third posture, which was called Janu Shirshasana. Now, I'm going to go into the next two poses, bridge pose with the metta ripple, and then legs up the wall with the rumblex. But before I go into that, I'd like to talk about the second breathing technique. Now, we talked about the 4-7-8 breath, and that's very easy to do. It's a simple, easy one to do. The next breath work is called sounds like Analumo Vilom. Okay, so don't worry if you can't pronounce these things. You don't need to know Sanskrit, but you just want to know how to do it. This breath is usually done, this breath work is done for 7 to 15 minutes. Today, we're just going to go through how to do it, and you can sit in any of your postures, the bound angle, the seated forward bend, the head to knee pose that we just went through, those three. You can even probably want to be in upright posture for this. I would not be laying down for this. So I'm going to sit back on my rumblex and explain how to do this. We sit in a comfortable position. Once again, I'll put my blanket on just because I like the softness. You're going to take your left hand and you'll just rest it on your knee. It's the right thumb and index finger that are going to be working. So what we're going to do is we're going to exhale all the air out. You'll place your thumb on your right nostril and take a slow breath in through the left nostril. You'll close the left nostril, remove the thumb from the right nostril, and exhale out the right nostril. Close the right nostril, release the left nostril, inhale. Close the left nostril, release the right nostril, exhale. I'll do that 4 more times today. Close the right, release the left. Inhale. Close the left nostril, release the right. Exhale. Close the right nostril. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. 2 more of these. Close the right. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. You got this. 1 more time. Close the right. Inhale through the left. Close the left. Exhale through the right. So again, pretty easy to do. A couple things you want to keep note of. You probably want to blow your nose ahead of time. Make sure that you can breathe. Right now, it's a lot of allergy season, at least here in Arizona. A lot of things blowing in the air, so you might feel a little stuffy in this. So this may not be the breath you want. You may also find in the beginning that you can't inhale deeply, just like on the first practice, 4, 7, 8. Like, I can't hold it for 8 or I can't hold it for 7. Do the best you can. Okay, maybe you only inhale for 2 counts, hold for 4, just do what you can, but get the pattern going. Because as I said, an Aluma Vilom, we want to do this for 7 to 15 minutes. So 10 minutes on your own blocks, perfect. It'll be perfect to just sit there and practice your breathing. If you are interested in the actual printed out description of these, I'm happy to send my research to you, my notes to you. I might even put it in the chat so it's easy and helpful for you guys. But the more you practice, and remember, it is a practice, this will all help for you. Our goal is to just kind of get more into a relaxed, chill situation. And guys, I know it's hard. For me, I'm a very hyperactive person. So when I sit somewhere, I can't literally just sit. I have to do something. So what better thing to do than breathing? When you focus on the breath, your mind can only focus on one thing at a time. So if you're focused on your count, your breath, you'll already get rid of that worry, fear, whatever frustrations you have, and you'll settle yourself down. Because basically what we're really trying to do with all of this is we're just trying to treat our high blood pressure in a way that we can actually put more flexibility in our blood vessels and less pressure for the blood flow. That leads me into the next pose, bridge pose. Now, I didn't say this when we first started our event today, but as with any type of exercise, including yoga, make sure you have clearance from your doctor that you can do these poses. Many yoga practitioners will say to you, or you may hear this, if you have high blood pressure, you should not have your head below your heart, but there's science that proves that placing your head below the heart in bridge pose, you can see this. You'll see the hips are higher than the head, so the heart is higher than the head. It will make your body feel like you have the blood pressure is increasing. However, the cool part of this is not only does it do the opposite, it will the body will go to work to lower the pressure to make you calm. So when you first get into a pose where your hips are higher, your heart is higher than your head, it may feel a little too much. Check in with your breath, make sure you're breathing, work into that, and the body will naturally go into work. The body always wants to find homeostasis. It wants to find balance. It wants to find relaxation, and it will help your body to lower the blood pressure. Make sense? I hope so. So what we're going to do, I'm going to shut off my Rumlex, and I'm going to go into the metta ripple. Now, what I'm going to do here To make this super comfy for me and for you, oh, you can see this time of the day, I've got all my sun rays. Let me see if I can get rid of those lines. I've got the sun beaming in this time of the year. There we go. I'm going to actually place a blanket, and this is a yoga blanket. I'm going to roll it up a little bit so my hips are going to be a little higher. Okay, so let's get in a position that we know, okay, my ankles are going to feel pretty good here. So I'm going to move my blanket so my hips are higher. I'm going to put on my meta ripple. Remember, the speed default is 8. I'm going to take it down just a few notches. I'm not going to use, there's so many cool features. We've got some infrared lights here. You can put those on if you'd like. There's a massage program as well on here. I'm just going to go plain old vanilla here today. I'm at maybe a level 4 speed. So my bridge pose, instead of my ankles being over here, my feet are going to be on top. So I'm going to lay down. I'm going to adjust myself. I'm going to scoot forward a bit till my feet are on the meta ripple. I'm going to relax my shoulders. I'm going to wiggle a little bit. Arms could be outside to the side. They could be up to the T shape, completely overhead. I'm going to kind of go to the side here. So while we're here, this is a good option to do the Shuni mudra. Index finger and thumb connecting. And I'm going to suggest that you close your eyes. And we've talked about a couple different breathing techniques. Let's go back to 4, 7, and 8. Let's practice that. So we're going to exhale for 4 counts. A slow inhale for 7. I'm not going to count. I'm going to let you count. Hold that inhale for 8 counts. Exhale for 4 counts. Inhale for 7 through your nose. Hold it for 8. This time when you exhale, make a whooshy noise. Really exhale all the stale air out. And let's do this 2 more times. Inhale for 7. Hold for 8. Exhale for 4. Last time. Inhale for 7. Hold for 8. And exhale for 4. So this was a supported bridge pose where I just lifted my hips up. If you'd like, you can always go a little higher. Maybe you want to double roll your blankets so your hips are even higher. Feet are resting, but we're using all the vibration or all the swing, because it is a swing machine, that gives us that gentle flow of energy through our legs, through our hips, up to the heart space, the throat chakra, all the way to the crown of the head. I hope you enjoyed that one. So I've got actually 2 more poses, and I'm going to go, I'm not going to spend a lot of time in them, but I will spend time setting them up. The last 2 poses are legs up the wall. Now this one may not be for everybody. If you're new to yoga, you might want to practice this particular pose not on your platform yet. Once you feel comfortable with it, then you go onto the platform. It's a very cool pose. I really like it on the platform because the hips are much higher. So once again, You may feel like, whoa, there's a lot going on. I can feel that blood rushing into my heart area. Remember, the breath will calm you down and your body will do its magic, if you will, to lower blood pressure. So let me show you how I set this up. I'm going to shut off my meta ripple. And I'm hoping you guys can see me on this one because it takes a little bit of adjustment to make sure that you're comfortable. What I did is I have my pad on. I have my Rumblux close by. I'm going to take 2 blankets, and they don't have to be yoga blankets. They can be beach towels or whatever. And I'm going to just make sure that I've got some good padding. I'm going to stagger them a bit so that's what I want to do. So it gives me a little sloping feeling. Okay, so my head's going to go down a little bit lower. So I go from high, low to lower. Okay, now to get on, and I always, when I'm teaching yoga classes, this is the most important factor. When you get on, you want to make sure. Actually, I'm going to turn my platform on first, so I don't have to mess with it. And there we go. Excellent. There we go. Again, at a speed of about 20, I'm going to sit on the very, very close to my wall, as close as my butt will allow me to go. My hip is touching the wall. And then I'm going to lean over. I'm going to find the floor, find the blanket. I'm going to roll until my feet are on the wall and my back is on the wall. If there's any discomfort, you could always put a little bit of towel or padding on the Rumblux. I've got this in just the right place for my back. And I'm going to bring my legs up on the wall, pulling my toes down, arms out wide. Check in with your head and shoulders, relax everything. So right now you can see my belly and heart are higher than my head. And you can feel right away the sensation of blood flow rolling down into the heart space. So take a few minutes to relax. If you find legs up the wall is a little too intense in the beginning, bend your knees. Totally fine to do. You may even want to bring the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. The whole idea here is we're trying to get blood flow down into the vital organs of elimination and digestion, and then all the way through to the heart space. So again, bending the knees might be an option, but eventually you'll actually press your heels into the wall, legs are straight, and your arms could be up wide to the V shape, the T shape, or on an angle downward. You can work with another mudra, which I'll show you in a moment. We know about the Shuni mudra. You can work with that one. Now to get out of this pose, bend the knees, careful, roll to the side, and push yourself up. Take your time. I'm going to let my head just drop for a second because I have a lot of blood through my head. So I'm just going to let my head drop and then release. Okay, so that one's a really cool one. There's so many benefits of legs up the wall, but that one in particular is great. Now, the last mudra the second mudra that I didn't show you, but I want to make sure I show you, is called Apana Bayu Mudra. And I'm going to show you from my hands. What we're going to do is you're going to take your thumb to the index, the ring finger, and the middle finger. And then your index finger is going to curl. So this is what it looks like. Okay. I took thumb to the index and middle finger. Oh, I'm sorry. Thumb to my middle and ring finger. Okay. Middle and ring finger. And I curled my index finger in. So my pinky is the only finger that is free. Now, this Apana Bayu Mudra is an instant relieving heart heaviness. And you can do both hands. You don't have to do just one. But what you want to do is just make sure that you're comfortable when you do this. You're keeping the finger straight. That's comfortable. Now, if you find, and it might be that you are very arthritic, let me just tell you one thing about yoga mudras. They're awesome for hand and joint health. Now, we've got a lot of our Life Pro products that help relieving arthritis. We've got the massagers, we've got the alleviate red glove, and those are great to have. But to actually move your hands and come into some of these postures and hold them are going to be also helpful to strengthen the muscles and ligaments in your hands. So our last posture, which so many people love after a yoga practice, is Shavasana. Simple and easy to do. You can do it with your legs draped on top of your rumblocks, or why not use your meta ripple swing machine. So in Shavasana, all we're going to simply do is I'm going to roll one of my blankets under my knees. I like a little bit of support under the knees. I'm going to put the other blanket by my shoulders and head. I'll shut off this. I'll be practicing the Apana Vayu mudra with this. So I've got my swing machine going. I'm going to take down the speed because, as I mentioned, I don't like it at 8 to start with. I like to be a little more calm. Make sure you can see me here. I'm going to hang out in Shavasana only for a few minutes while I talk to you guys a little bit more. You may decide at this point that you're going to hang out much longer, and that's awesome to do. Make sure I got my thighs supported a bit here. Get nice and comfortable. Once you're here, wiggle a little bit with the machine. Let your head roll side to side. Let your shoulders roll a little bit. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. Out of your mouth, side out. And then connect your thumb and ring finger and index finger together. Roll the index finger in. So thumb and ring finger and middle finger connected, index finger rolled in, pinky finger reaching out. And we'll just let the magic of the meta ripple swing machine relax our body. The default of the meta ripple swing is 10 minutes. You can program this machine up to 25 minutes, I believe. So 10 is the default, perfect amount of time to relax in the Shavasana. If you find that you'd like to go a little lower, I think it's entirely up to you what works best for you to relax your body and your mind. If you feel that you want to put some towels or padding on the ankle guards and that makes it more comfortable, go ahead and do that. But you'll notice I'm not even trying to do this. My head naturally rolls a little left and right. Just creating relaxing waves of prana, life force, through my body. So this is your Shavasana, another amazing pose to help you reducing blood pressure, hypertension. When you're done with this Shavasana, you'll just take one leg off to the side, then the other, and allow your body just to relax for a few more minutes, at least 1 or 2 more minutes. Release your hands, let them relax. You can feel the energy still moving through your body, even though you've taken your legs off the meta ripple. And then you'll slowly bend both knees, roll to the side, take another moment or two just to relax here. And then slowly bring yourself up. So these were just some of my best suggestions if you are one of many Americans that are dealing with high blood pressure, hypertension, following your doctor's suggestions for medication, for diet, exercise, add yoga, this specific type of yoga, to your daily routine. 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. It is suggested to have a yoga practice 3 times a week. That's, I would say, a minimum, but every day you can work on breathing techniques, you can work on mudras, you can work on asana poses that will help you to help your brain, help your body to relax, to find that place of peace and tranquility. So, guys, as always, I hope this was helpful for you. What I liked about these particular postures, you don't need to be warmed up. Many times in our yoga practice, we want to warm up the body, we cool down the body. And when we're specifically going into what we call more restorative poses, you just go into the poses, you hold them for anywhere between 3 to 15 minutes to get the benefits of the pose. So that's what I've got today. I hope this is very helpful for you. My mantra is live fit and age well. And this using the Life Pro products, the Rumblex, your vibration platform, your Meta Ripple are just some tools to help you to do just that. Got any questions? Don't be afraid to hit me up on social media. You can private message me, or you can also email me at info@livefit.com. Thank you so much for joining me, yogis and yoginis. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Namaste.